Can you even begin to imagine how different our world would be right now if Hillary Clinton had gotten into the Oval Office?
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Not only would her crimes have remained covered up, this deep state shadow government coup of our republic would have been complete. And Hillary would be busy pounding the final nails into our collective coffin. Open borders, tens of thousands of refugees streaming in, ISIS an active threat both globally and domestically, MS-13 a new domestic terror threat running wild, the Paris Accord signed, TPP signed, our taxes raised, and our Second Amendment targeted, our gun rights quickly being dismantled.
That's the America we love. That is what we cherish and expect.
This was her plan. This was all of their plan. I don't know what President Trump will say during his State of the Union address tonight, but the things he could choose to say are simply incredible. From human trafficking to widespread pedophilia to outright treason, there is no shortage of bombs that he could drop. Though it's more likely he will take a more measured diplomatic approach and allow the wheels of justice, which are already in motion, to continue to roll. Adam Schiff, by the way, just dropped a bombshell. The FBI and DOJ are being investigated by the GOP House Intel Committee.
According to the majority, the FBI is under investigation, and so is the Department of Justice.
These treasonous roaches conspired to try to get Hillary elected. And when she lost, they conspired to try to topple President Trump. And Jerome Corsi predicts the FBI and Department of Justice will not survive in their current forms. And before I continue, you have to read this tweet from Twit James Comey, who wrote, Special Agent Andrew McCabe stood tall over the last 8 months when small people were trying to tear down an institution we all depend on. Presumably he's talking about the corrupt to the core FBI, and James Comey says he served with distinction for 2 decades. I wish Andy well. I also wish continued strength for the rest of the FBI. America needs you, he writes. We'll return to Andrew McCabe in a second, but Representative Matt Gaetz predicts Andrew McCabe is only the first casualty, and Gaetz says more heads will roll.
I think the American people will be shocked about the contents of this memo, about the processes that were used to engage in surveillance, and fundamentally I think this is going to lead to major changes at the FBI and Department of Justice. We've already seen Andrew McCabe announce his retirement, his early retirement yesterday, and I expect more heads will roll. I also think that there could be criminal consequences as a result of the information we learned, but mostly I'm eager to get this memo in front of the American people. The Congress has done his job. Now President Trump has to make the decision to declassify this, and I expect he will in the coming days.
And it's not just Republicans who are shocked by the conspiracy and treason allegedly documented in the FISA memo. FBI Director Christopher Wray is said to have been shocked to his core after reading the 4-page memo Sunday night, hours before asking Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe to resign. According to journalist Sarah Carter, McCabe not only interfered with justice, Mr. Comey, please note what I'm about to tell you, he may have instructed FBI agents to alter their notes of interviews that they conducted with witnesses, thereby obstructing justice entirely in the investigation of Hillary Clinton and her many crimes.
There's indicators right now that McCabe may have asked FBI agents to actually change their 302s. Those are the interviews with witnesses. So basically, every time an FBI agent interviews a witness, they have to go back and file a report.
Change it, that would be what? Obstruction of justice and against the law.
Exactly. Obstruction of justice.
Now, how McCabe should be allowed to simply resign and collect his full FBI retirement benefits is beyond my ability to understand, and I hope it's something that President Trump addresses in the very near future, because McCabe should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law for his felony-level crimes, and if found guilty, he should be given a government-provided retirement package at Rikers Island in an 8x8 cell. And conveniently, it should be noted that just as with the 50,000 lost text messages between corrupt agents Strzok and Page, the FBI also now claims it lost all of Andrew McCabe's text messages before he resigned. This rotting agency needs to be exposed by the rightfully elected sitting president, and the treasonous vipers within the ranks of the FBI and the DOJ need to be prosecuted for the ongoing conspiracy to cover up the crimes of the Clintons and to topple President Trump. The Clintons and their New World Order globalist foundation remains at the very core of the corruption, and the house of cards is now falling.
They're going to be like cornered rats when this entire investigation is shown to be the fraud that it is. It's built on a rotten foundation, and I suspect that they'll have to go into major defense mode over Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. There's a lot of people that paid bribes to the Clinton Foundation that still may be getting a benefit out of this government, and when they find out that their house of cards is falling, we may see a very strong reaction, and they'll have to really start to explain themselves, because the president's shown one thing: he's willing to drain the swamp in this town.
The House has voted to release the FISA memo to the public, and as Jerome Corsi notes, this is a major break in the Obama-Clinton coup d'etat treason case, and it's time to bring them all to justice. Can you imagine the world we'd be living in if Hillary Clinton was in the White House? Clinton treason, Obama treason, treason from within the highest ranks of the FBI, treason from within the highest ranks of the Department of Justice. And it's all coming out. And hopefully, at least some of this will be addressed by the rightfully elected President, Donald Trump, in tonight's State of the Union address. Thanks for listening. The wheels of justice are in motion. We very much appreciate your support at sgtreport.com, the antidote to corporate globalist propaganda 24/7.
The evil of this, the satanic nature of the pedophilia that's going on, and the combination of the Satanism with the pedophilia is going to be shocking to the average American.